2023. I hope everyone is doing great out there. Hope life is good. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I love all of your comments, your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. Yes, I do. Let's see what the energies are for the collective. Okay, so there is somebody who is thinking that you gotta be the police, because how do you know everything? Somebody feels like you got their houses bugged. Somebody feels like you got a camera in their house. Somebody feels like there's a camera on the property, because they're like, how the F do you know it all? How do you know it all? How do you know every detail? How do you know what was said? How do you know how everybody looks? How do you know? Somebody is freaking out. They're mad. They're scared. They're worried. They're worried because they're like, whoever this person is or these people are, at first they were thinking maybe there's somebody who's telling you this, like maybe there's somebody in their inner circle, but then they're like, wait a minute. I was having a private conversation in my house to somebody who's not even in the state. So how do they know what I said on that phone call? How do they know this? So somebody thinks you're legit the police, that you're like working for a government agency, that maybe you work for ICE, that maybe you're a detective, a private investigator. Somebody feels like you legit know too much, that you got to be the police. So some of you might be like telling somebody, hey, I know what you're doing. I know what you're all about. I know what, and they're like, wait, they might be like, no, you're wrong. But then they're like, oh shit, how did they know? Yeah, somebody is teeter-tottering with the fact of it could be somebody close to them that's telling you all this information, or you're legit a psychic, or you're a police officer, a private investigator, you work for the FBI, you're a detective, but they think you're the police. Like somebody thinks you're legit, like somebody's like, I fucking told you they're the police. I told you. Because somebody does not know, they don't know how you know about the private conversations. They don't know how you know what goes on in somebody's home. They don't get it. They think that you're the police and they're freaking out. Somebody could even be like tearing their house apart to find the bug you put in there. Somebody's like looking at handymen or handy women like, oh, they're in on it. They're helping the collective stalk me, spy on me, find out what I'm doing. They're looking at each other like, is it you? Is it you? Is it you? There's upheaval here. Big time upheaval. Yeah, they're looking at everybody like, okay, who's the mole? Who's spilling the fucking beans? Because they're like, how the F does collective know more than what supposedly the spiritualist knows? How does I'm wiping the screen because it's a little fuzzy. Okay, better. Okay, cool. So somebody's like, I thought you were the top-notch mystic. How come you don't know even 1% of what so-and-so's saying? How come you don't know that much? How come you can't give us the details like so-and-so can give? Why aren't you that powerful? Why not? So there's somebody here that's like, they're like questioning, like everybody's in an uproar. The vibe I get is like people are breathing heavy. People are running around. They're looking underneath their couch. They're looking under the beds. They're telling their kids, who the fuck have you been talking to? Like they're going crazy. Right now, somebody's like paranoid and nuts. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do because they don't know who to cut off. They don't know who's telling who what. They don't know. They're also starting to wonder if people who claim that they hated you actually really love you and are telling you everything. Like they're wondering if somebody that's like, I hate that bee, is really like, I love that bee, and I'm recording everything you say so that I can send the soundbite to collective. I'm pressing record and putting the phone in my pocket, and I'm catching everything that you say, and I'm sending it to collective. They don't know if somebody's doing this because they're like, that would be the only way. They don't know if some of the people that they're hanging out with are actually planting things in their house to give to you. Like their mind, I feel like they could be right for some of the things, but I think for most of it, you're just really gifted. Look at these guys. These guys are going nuts. There's an Aries, there's a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. There's a King of Swords. There's a Queen of Cups. There's a Queen of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, collective, what is this? There's an older woman, like a grandma type. They're all going crazy. Now, collective, I also feel like they're just looking at each other like, who's doing this? Who did this? Who's responsible for this? There's a meeting that's happening. I feel like they're calling the meeting together right now, or they're about to, but there's going to be like a whole freaking meeting tonight. There's going to be like a whole thing tonight. Hey, youngin'. Yep, there's going to be a big time meeting tonight. Reading specials are $25. I offer same-day readings and a $10 one question, one answer via email only. I also have 2 other channels, Missing in Action Tarot and Jamie Zebra 23 Tarot. If you guys want to go over there, like, share, subscribe, and comment, that'd be super duper lovely. I do have spell work on the second page of my only website, jamiezebra23.com. Yep. Oh, also I go live every night from 9 p.m. Central Time Zone to 10:30 p.m. Central Time Zone. Join me. All right, guys, so I'm going to try to finish up the weeklies right now. But that was coming out so strong and so heavy. Look at this. Look, this card just flew out. You got a very, very jealous, paranoid, obsessed, broke person that's pissed off right this minute. They are pissed. Ooh, flew out again. Oh my gosh, you guys, it flew out again. Look at this. Look. She could be a Virgo. Whoever this envious Virgo is, she's pissed off right now. Like right now, she's freaking pissed. Yeah, she's losing her mind right now. She's terrified. She's angry. Whoa. All right, guys, jamiezebra23.com. Ta-ta for now. Love you long time.